Ralph Cabbage, Aquaman Knox. Today we're going to look at some new LED lights from aquaLife. Okay, we've got two new Nano lights from aquaLife that have launched here recently, and we're going to go over the features of them and the two different types. First, we have a touch light. It's in black, and then second, we have the app version light, which is in space metallic gray. On the touch light, I'm going to rotate this out of the way. Both these lights, they move completely rotation 180 degrees this way. They can go up and down by pushing and changing the O-ring here. And of course, they can go straight out. They have a very wide base to mount or clip to mount to the tanks, so it can be used on tanks much larger than some of the lights that are on the market. So on the touch version, we'll plug it in. These lights use a true RGB chip. And what the touch light will do, it has memory based on the on and off, so if you use the on and off switch, your settings will be preserved, but you have a couple of different settings. You can increase the red, which if you look at the color of the plant, you can see what we're doing there. You can increase the blue, for this is the would be a saltwater type light or a moonlight in a freshwater aquarium. That's your general plant light right there, actually. And then you can see the increase of red. Our numbers, when we looked at the PARs, the red actually had the highest PAR rating for whatever reason. They're both really close and really good. And then you can increase the intensity by touching the buttons here. You can take the intensity down all the way to off, and then all the way to full brightness. Just some of the specs I'm going to go over of these lights, and we'll show some tanks that were set up by professional aquascapers with these in the prototype phase. We're using them on up to 10 or 15 gallon aquariums. Unless we're using more than one, we'll fit glass from 3 to 13 millimeters. They have adjustable height like we talked about. Their height can be from 1/2 to 7 inches above the aquarium. 360-degree swivel on the arm. There's 10 levels of memory for the dimming. There's multiple spectrums and scenes. Customizable spectrum and ramp up and ramp down on the app version. These are 15-watt LED fixtures. They use 28 1.5 watt 5054 RGB LEDs. Their color temperatures from 3000 to 7000 Kelvin. They're IP54, so they're water resistant, but you don't want to obviously put them underwater. Their operating temperature is from 0 to 40 degrees Celsius directly under the light, or 0 to 60 degrees on top of the light. And they're 100 to 240 volts AC is the input voltage. They work with US standard plugs. Beam angle is 120 degrees. 7 inches, we could get up to 190 PAR, which can grow any plant with that. And then at 12 inches down to 78. That gives you an idea of the PAR rating from the tests we did with these. Okay, now to the app version of the light, which is in the space gray. On the app version, there'll be a QR code in your instruction manual, so you get with these. You can scan that code or go to your app store, whether it's Android or Apple, and then you download the Tua Smart app. And we will show you how that controls the light and how to hook it up right here. First of all, on this one, we've already downloaded the Tua Smart app, which looks like that. And the next thing you want to do is you can open up the app and plug in the light. Now, like all of these are hooked up with Bluetooth. Like all of them, sometimes they work unbelievably, like that one right there. All we have to do is hit add, and we've added the light. But sometimes, for whatever reason, that doesn't work. You're either resetting up the light, or it doesn't work perfectly every time. And the key to that is this: all you have to do is take the light and unplug it and replug it back in, kind of quickly, a few times. Usually takes 3 times. And typically speaking, that will reignite it to show up. Now, it's not, there it is. See the blinking? So once it blinks after the 3 unplugs, then you'll be able to see it on your app real easily. So that's the only secret to this, the pendant light, any of the smart apps that use the TUA. Restart the app. We'll add the device, which it should show. Yeah, there it is. So it's re-adding it because we did the restart of it. Okay, now, once you have the device set up, you have a lot of options. You have light scenes, which allows you to do sunlight, which is what it's in now. Allows you to do moonlight. Allows you to do ocean blue, which that's going to be for your saltwater type tanks, or if you just have glow fish and like the blue light that makes them show up. Fish light, which again, that's the best in coloration of reds. It increases the reds. From our test, it'll increase the red in your plants. The PAR rating was actually the highest, just a little bit higher than sunlight. Then you have sunrise, sunset. So here you can actually set your time. It's in military time, but you can go in and set the military time, confirm it, both for sunrise and sunset, and you select the scene that you want it to be. So if you want the sunlight or the fish light, which is what most of the aquascapers are going to use, you would select that, confirm it, and then the light will start to ramp up at the first sunrise setting. It'll slowly ramp up to peak lighting and then come all the way back down on your sunset automatically. We'll go back. Then the other one is custom scenes. So you can go in, you can define, you can set up, you can play with these and use custom designed scenes, or you can use the 8 timer scene. So you can come in here and in each block of time, instead of using the preset sunrise and sunset, you can do your own where you're increasing the brightness and playing with the light. We'll quickly show you the color selection. So you can take all of the RGB lights. Now remember, on this light, there's not individual LEDs. All the LEDs will change based on what you do. So you can take out all of the red and you can see what that would do. You can gradually increase the red all the way up. That's everything on. That's all the blue out. Obviously not a good look, but just to show you what you can do with the light. Take all the green out. So you can do some party mode right there with the light, if you will. And then of course you have the preset brightness where you can take all the brightness up and down. So you can go all the way down to 3%, which it doesn't even look like it's on, but it is if you look under there. And you can go all the way up to 100% brightness. And then if you don't want to mess with the individual, you can just, with the individual color spectrums, you can just change your color temperatures. Which it's 6700 is what the app shows. Our testing shows it at 7000 K. And you go all the way down to whatever color temperature you like. Again, for all of what we did at the show, Farmer and all the guys, they played with it to some degree as far as changing it. Everybody had a preference, but we used either the red or the sunset light the most in the light scenes, either the sunlight or the fish light settings. So that's the app and how you run through it. Of course, this will constantly be updated. I know that TUA is used because of security and safety. You don't have to worry about anything regarding that with this particular app. Okay, that's the overview of the Nano lights. You've got the touch version and the app version, and this is what we know. Jeff Miyotki, George Farmer, we've used a lot of these at a lot of shows. I've tried this for refugiums. In saltwater, they work excellent. We've done lots of nanoscapes with them. The lights and the quality of the light output is top notch. They definitely will grow aquascape aquariums, and they're great for some saltwater tanks too. We did a macro algae tank at the last Aquashella with one of these, and it did very well as well. I'm Ralph Cabbage, Aquaman Knox. Have a great day.